Oh boy. Hmm. Hmm. Uh-oh. Got the caps mixed up. That's why. Ghost kill. Yeah, sadly, I'm not really using it ghost kill too much. It's just it's. Although I do need to give it another shot though. It performed disappointingly in my last test. We have 2 ghost kills, one taking a knee, and one in a standard pose. Actually, I also have the other guy. Hold on, get that mixed up. So I have this ghost kill to remove that. The weapon with a single magnet like this one does not hold very well. Oops, this way. So, no good. How it does in game, I never see them do well, but they look... I will say this though, I think they can perform better. I do want to try them out a little bit more. It's just that Dre, and I think that's where they can perform better. And it's just that I went up against the Thousand Suns when they had the new stuff, so I hadn't played Talon in a long time, so it's mostly my fault. Oh, that magnet came off, so this one won't attach. Oh, well, holy crap! Maybe wait the. Oh, that is a magnet there, and it's holding pretty decently strong, but not strong enough. This one has the 2 magnets in it, so this one's single. Yeah, it doesn't hold strong enough, so I definitely got to do 2 magnets, which I think this particular model does. So I have them kneeling. I'm hoping to put like rock there. I'm hoping to put a model right here, like this guy just hopped out the chute. And this one does massive magnets. This one has the 1. This one has the 2. So there we go. So it works out perfectly. So that's how it look. Ooh, excuse me. But when you're sitting it on the ground, I can't tell if the I think the gun barrel may be touching the ground too. Not sure. I guess I can kind of move it a little bit. There's a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah. Well, anyways, he really charged. We call it with the Thousand Suns, and I used them to protect my ghost kills. I used them to protect my Riptides. I kept them in the front because they still had the stealth drones that allows them to negate damage, and also they're a little bit harder to hit. But they didn't just perform well enough though. So anyways, with the painting that I did yesterday, I really like the way this turned out. This is very similar to how I did the Space Marines, the edge highlighting. Even though, again, like I said, I don't do edge highlighting. I did this one technique and this a different technique. And you can see this is a little bit more, there is a little bit edge highlighting. You can kind of see that one's not painted over really well. But you can see some edge highlighting. But this is a little bit laid on thick, like just a double coat. This is a single coat and then painted for the second coat. And I like the way this turned out a lot better. So I'm going to have to put this in a blender and then let me put a varnish on it and see how it looks once it's varnished up this well. I mean, I want ghost kills to do fairly well. I think they can, especially with the experimental conjure, like I was saying. It's just that I think what they're really meant for, in my opinion, yeah, the Lexian purple colors, those speed paints do edge highlighting really well. Yeah, I can't afford like fancy paints, so I I try to do my best with what I got. Contrast paint is like a lifesaver for a lot of people. It would be for me too, but I already spent a lot of money on other things, doing experiments and stuff. Anyways, I think what the ghost kills are really meant for is to sit on an objective and stay in the open in a sense, because they have low op. And with the experimental cadre, they can actually do that really well because they get an extra 6 inches on their weapons. Or you run with the anti-tank stuff, and then they get that extra 6 inches to help you with the melta shots. but the problem is only 2 shots with a 50% hit rate. Unless you guide them, which obviously you should. So this looks like painted. Okay, so it looks like when it's dry, which will be later on. Oh, what armor you play, Skeletron? I forgot. I know I probably asked, but it's been a minute. It's been a hard minute. I hammerhead ion blasters versus the the Riptides is weaker. It's a freaking tank and has a weaker gun than the Riptides. And I don't to me the confusing thing about the Riptide is what is it for? It doesn't have a lot of firepower. Again, most of them just has one primary weapon and essentially one how do you say secondary weapon. A lot of stuff. Eldar, but I got Sephiroth from my friends loves AOS a lot. Hey, it's good to get into 2 games, man. Nothing wrong with that. Oof. These guys are finally done, by the way. My little Tigurius. Need to put him away. I don't want to get purple on him. And then the other guy, I just don't know what I'm going to do with the circle part yet. Those circles. So, but other than that, they're technically done. Might leave them blank for a while. I think this paint, at least the base coat down here, looks like it's very dry, and it just absorbs the paint on it. Let's see. I'm gonna paint most of this purple. And then go back over with gunmetal and silver when I figure out which areas, which I do have that one to reference. Even though in the army list that I have right now, I do not have any ghost kills that I'm running. And I'm painting ghost kills. I do have a Riptide, which I already done paint. And then I have a broadsides. And what else? One Riptide, a broadside, a Storm Surge, and a couple of crisis units. Those are the things I really need to get painted, but instead I'm painting my ghost kill. And this is not looking like edge highlighting will be going on very much on these guys. Just because of how the base coat on this thing seems to be very dry, and it's just absorbing the paint all over. But we'll see. beauty about this painting these guys, the fact that it's going to be majority purple. I have a singular ghost skill because I think it looks cool. I don't and won't play Tau until they have a ton of auxiliaries, or whatever they're called. Kroots, Vespids. What do you mean, you're gonna play Tau so you can not play Tau? It's like, I'm gonna play Eldar, but I'm gonna wait until they get a whole bunch of humans and then use humans. Is that what? They already have, I think, they have some auxiliaries already. Quite a. I mean, the Vespids and then the. And they already have their own detachment. They just crude Vespids. There's Psychic Spares, Titan-sized bipedal dragons? Well, hello there. In other words, dragons in this. At that point, you're going to be wishing for the freaking Wood Elves at that point. Because I believe they're the one who rides dragons. Yeah. I mean, isn't there like a... I remember someone talking about, it's like a monkey. I think it's for the Imperium of Man. And it's like a very super genius or something like that. I think they actually had a model for it some time ago, but I don't know what they did with it. I think they just stopped using, or stopped making the stats for it. I mean, people play Tau because of the battle suits. They're weeaboos like me. We play because we want... No, I don't want necessarily, what do you call it, Robotech or anything like that. Well, not Robotech, Mech Warrior. Jacaro, they're also created by the old one. Were they in the Imperium of Man? I shouldn't paint that symbol completely. I got next itch. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to paint for the second coating because there is a lot of edge highlighting to do. Hopefully it'll be pretty relatively quick though. I'm not sure, just because there is a lot of areas. Sacrifices that you have to make sure your models look decent. And after the second coat's done, then you paint all the gunmetal and silver and the yellows. Painting warp spiders now though. Okay, let's see. Like I love the look of a bunch of the battlesuits. Ghost Kills, Far Sight, Ravna, they look great, but I just don't want to play a giant robot army. I mean, why not? Like, what's like deterring you from playing a giant? Do you have a giant robot army? Robot? If not, that's like a great opportunity to have one. Like for me, I want to go in Chaos Knights because it's just another. I want to get another army. I want it to be Chaos because I don't have Chaos yet, and what do you call it? And I don't have anything massive. I don't have like any big army, like small but elites. So I have like Space Marine. They're not necessarily small but elites. They're not exactly Horde either. You know, like Orcs or Nids or Imperial Guard. What else? But I don't have like a few model army, and I think it being my third army too would be like the cheapest to go. So it made a lot of sense for me to go Chaos Knights because one, it's the fewest models, so I don't have a lot of models to paint. It's the cheapest because you don't have a lot of models to paint or have a lot of models to buy, and then it's Chaos Assault also. I want to play infantry, and I don't really like the look of Tau troops. What is not to like about these little bastards? There. Well, then you just hate everything about Tau at that point, you know what I'm saying? You want to go infantry? Well, the infantry sucks. Or I don't like the way they look or something. I'm guessing the Kroot, though, looks alright for you? Kroot? I do like the Krootoxes and stuff. They look really cool. I used all of that paint. I'm not even done painting this guy. Oh no, I love the look of the Kroots and that's it. You don't like the Krootox? Dude, I think the Krootox looks awesome. They look like gorillas, but gorillas and Kroot combined, I guess. I guess technically, well, I'm assuming when you say Krootox, you also including the Kroot into that, or Kroot including the Krootox into that. Yeah, I would definitely love to see like their auxiliary go up a little bit, make the what do you call it? That auxiliary cadre, I think, whatever it's called, look be playable and look really nice, honestly. Dude, um, as a matter of fact, I do have a few crew talks that I want to paint. I think they look so awesome. I kind of want more of them. Even though... Oh, okay, yeah. I kind of figured that. I, you like Crude, and somehow, for some odd reason, my brain disconnected Crew Talks. It's like something completely separate, but clearly Crute is part of their name. So that's my fault. Also, I do like Warp Spiders. They look so freaking awesome. I remember playing against one of my friends that play up there, and he... I'm amazed about their ability. Like, they have that, what is it, their 36-inch move? Crazy. And he can move through walls. Well, obviously, they move through walls or infantry.
Searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way.
This paint's a little bit wetter than usual. Hopefully it'll still come out okay. I have no choice but for it to come out okay. This is a little bit more liquidy. So actually, if I apply it on a little bit thick, it actually is working out the way it should, I think. Hey, what's that, Francois? A lot of purple painting. Getting that initial coating in there. There's going to be a lot of painting for sure. What's up, Randall? Ooh. Let's see. Trying to paint my at least some of my towel right now, since I'm not really playing my my ghost kills at the moment. I'm kind of experimenting with the paint with them. I think I got it, but just kind of a double check. That's the thing that I do have to paint. It's going to be my Storm Surge, which I do want to play with. Kind of funny. I was thinking about I've been at work most afternoon and night. Ooh, driving a lot of people. Kind of funny when I think of that I play with Space Marines. I tend to include a lot of characters like Gilliman, Calgar, Tigurius. You know, all these characters. I remember then it made me. I remember thinking back in the day. We used to not play with characters. We play with just, you know, your HQs and stuff like that. And then I'm looking at my towel. I literally have no named characters. It's like kind of funny. It's like, why am I like the characters are so good in Space Marines, but the characters in towels are not really that great. And the characters that were good in the index were they're great for just holding objective because they were tough to kill. They weren't great at killing anything. How about Kuwait, Sergeant, Missouri, taking the spring. Bring crew back to Norwich. How many miles was all of that? Almost out of paint again. Whoa, good lord. 50 miles. Okay, I think this guy is essentially fully painted in terms of the first coating. Or see some areas where I kind of went heavy on. Yeah, he looks kind of messy, but we'll see how this progresses. So very messy looking. Base coat. I'm ready to go ahead and just gloss him over right now and say he's done. And see how it turns out. Okay, so let's look at the first time trying. Mind you, he is base coated though. So I don't think it's going to turn out like this. It's going to turn out a little bit better with better highlighting. Whereas this one, there is edge highlighting, but it's not very pronounced. And mind you, when I say edge highlighting, it's not that I did edge highlighting. It's just it looks like it did. I probably should paint these little V shapes right there. Probably yellow, because it's just a small strip anyway. And let's see this one. So it'll more than likely turn out like this. That's what I'm hoping for. Because this is the paint technique that I'm trying to go for. This one's a different one where I just painted 2 coats over each other. 1 coat, then the same paint technique over it. And it looks just very solid. There's a little bit of almost what looks like edge highlighting there, but not really. Maybe even a little bit right here. But here it's very pronounced, more pronounced than usual. And it also looks purple, which it looks great. This is where you can really see it at. It's these things right here. So yeah, like right there. And a bit right there. Those are not shines or sheens. It's just the paint itself. It looks much better in real life than in the and the webcam. It's just really purple, but you can still see it though. So I gotta scrap this guy and these 2 right here, and this one looks fine. I just gotta redo the magnets. Same thing with this guy. I need to put another one. I think I buried that into the arm, so that's why it's flush. But one magnet is not gonna do the trick. It looks okay, but it's a bit flimsy. Oops, it's really flimsy. It doesn't really hold very well. I mean, it holds enough, but I'd rather it be like where this guy, I did him with the new ways of doing it. 2 big magnets, and this one has 2 of the small magnets, and then when you attach it to him, it's very, very stable. If you don't hit it too hard. Yeah, it's very strong. Whereas this one is very flimsy. So you can kind of see when I'm barely touching it, it really, really moves. So anyways, maybe add a little bit more to him. I think I'd probably want to glue his helmet up, and this one glued it stay down so it doesn't move. But I guess I kind of need it to move for now so I can get access to his crotch plate and paint that up. And this looks like this here doesn't look like it's dry, so hopefully it won't absorb the paint like crazy, like that one did. Alright, so it needs to go this line. Ghost kill with a Riptide's weapon. Looks like this is fine. I usually go cyclic ion anyway, but I need to get rid of that. This is the anti-tank weapon. Don't really use that. I don't know if it will penetrate through to the paint, but we'll see. Super glue remover. Oh, what's up, nerd? Sorry. Been really, really focused here. Oh, good lord. It's a lot. Nerd outpost. Okay. Just gonna let that super glue remover soak in. Hopefully it'll be enough to remove the paint. And this arm here will be the basis of how I do all the guns. That way they'll be consistent, and I can always just use any gun on any of them. Every new model could absorb the paint like that. Well, no, it's not the model itself absorbing the paint. It's more along the lines as the spray paint, the base coat that I sprayed on it. Maybe I haven't painted a very very long time, so it's more dry than usual, and it seems like it really absorbs into it. Like you can feel where some paint are kind of, I don't know how to describe it. At least this is my opinion. I'm not a paint expert or anything, but it does feel like this paint is very dry, and it will absorb the new paint that I add to it. Whereas this one, if it's a fresh paint, it's still, how to say, not as dry. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Maybe I'm just delusional, I'm not sure. So I think if you base coat something and you let it sit for a while, the paint itself will dry up, especially if you're protecting it. So it kind of like whenever you have paint that's been left outside and you rub it, it just kind of rubs off. It's because the paint has been hit by UV elements and stuff. But this one's not necessarily UV elements, it's just been constantly being drying and drying and drying and drying because it's not very humid here. My paints will dry up very quickly on this spatch, in this what do you call it, palette. So if I let it sit, I think just because of how not humid this place is, the paint will dry up much more. That's my theory. And I think there's some validity to it as well though. So when you base coat something, it has I guess a working period where it's not dry, but it's not wet. Obviously it dries to the model, but it's not like, how to say, like super dry, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Again, this is merely my opinion, my theory on that. Let's see. So that's probably just not. And whenever it's dry, I believe, again, the paint, when you rub the paint, it'll be rubbing off pretty easily. I don't know if you ever experienced that with some other products that you have that's been painted on, and you touch it and you feel the paint just kind of coming off because it's been like exposed to the elements, either that or just been exposed to sunlight, or it's been just sitting in a garage, maybe covered up and never been sent to the sunlight, but it's been so dry that it kind of crumbles on its own. I think that's what's going on. I did just recently spray paint, and it's very smooth feeling, whereas this one felt like powdery, like very bumpy. But it's still stuck to the model. That's the best way I can. Actually, if I take a picture of my spray area, I have this box that sits in the back, and that when I spray my model, it doesn't allow the spray to go past it, and it builds up, and then have little, essentially spray crumbs. and because it's in the shed, and it's very dry there, at least during times when it's not humid, you can feel the crumbliness of it. Hey, what's up, Troy? Kind of catching the end of the stream here. But I don't know how long it takes. Like I'm assuming different spray paints will differ in terms of how long it takes for it to completely dry up. That's the reason why you have like how do I say, protective coating. Generally, that's the reason why you have varnish, is to protect the paint. So it seals the paint onto the model or to whatever you're painting, and the varnish itself is what's taking all the heat, the UV light, and all that. Eventually, of course, the varnish will deteriorate over time. All things do, and then eventually you have to add another layer of varnish to protect the paint. It's kind of like your car, actually. If you ever look at car, they have a clear coat. Exactly. Cars have clear coat, and once the clear coat's gone, then it starts eroding your paint away. And whenever you actually feel the paint, you can feel it very rough in that area. I believe. I've not touched the cars. Don't take my word as gospel, but consider it. And sometimes you can actually rub it because of how it just eroded this, I guess. I'd say it's very similar to that. So hopefully that makes sense. So this one feels very smooth, like very, very smooth. Oop, that's the stuff. But then also that's how well you apply the base coat. This is relatively recently. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, exactly. So anyways, I'm gonna call it a little bit early tonight. I don't think I have any more Space Marines that I have to do, except for those two, which I need to finish up and attach them to my Blade Guard Veteran Ancient and my Company Command Banner guy. So I'll have, what is that? So I'll have guys like this with 2 banners. I will also have Tigerius with his banner, and I have 2 more people like this essentially. Take it easy, Randall. Yeah, I'm about to call it anyway, and hopefully I'll be streaming tomorrow as well, roughly around the same time, and roughly streaming for about an hour if I can. I definitely want to get my Tau going because I do want to play them. I'm not really painting the models that I'm playing, but this is a great way for me to try to see if the paint works. I think it will. It does look pretty good. Even in that corner, you can already see kind of like an edge highlighting going on right there, that strip there. You can't really see it there in here, but I will make that pronounce. You can kind of see there. So I definitely, when I start painting the next model, I got to make sure there's not thick layers like that. I got to really make sure it's very thinned out a bit. You can see a thick layer there too. But yeah, you can start seeing certain edge highlighting. I will pronounce that even more. Otherwise, I got to call it right here. If you like my content, please consider subscribing or following. Thumbs up, the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.